Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Wednesday, August the 6th. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. If you're watching on our website or through our mobile app or even on our smart app that you can download on your smart TV or our news app that you can download on your smart TV. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are tuning in on our social streams, appreciate you watching there as well. Don't forget, you can always join the conversation here if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything like that. You can always leave those in the comments section. Shakia here saying hello to everyone. Hello to you, Shakia. I hope you're having a great day. And let me know where you all are watching from, or just say hey or anything like that in the comments section. Before we jump into the news, we are going to take a look outside of Ridgeland, courtesy of our Renaissance Sky Cam. You can see it is a beautiful day out there. Not as warm as it has been, but still hot nonetheless. And it's a good day. It's a good day out there. Sunny skies, big white puffy clouds rather. So if you have a chance to get outside today, do that. But make sure you stay hydrated and drink water and everything when you're out there. So we'll go ahead and get into the news now. First thing is coming out of Jackson, where Capitol Police are actually investigating after a car crashed into a building that is used by Jackson Police. So this happened yesterday on West Emmett Street. The car had to be towed away after it crashed into the JPD Internal Affairs building. There's no word yet on exactly what caused the crash or whether or not anyone was injured in that, but we are looking to get details on that. And the attorney who is representing Carly Gregg, her new attorney, filed a motion requesting additional time to have the appellate brief filed. And he cited some misconduct by her lead trial counsel, Bridget Todd. So last year, Carly Gregg was found guilty of murdering her mother, and she was sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole. So her attorney now is James Murphy. He's the one representing her. He filed a motion last week asking for 30 more days to prepare the appellate brief. In that motion, he stated that he was unable to finalize the brief by the previous deadline. And he also mentioned issues with Greg's previous attorney, Bridget Todd. So last month, there was papers released by Jackson Jambalaya, and they showed Todd's ex-husband was granted a divorce on the grounds of habitually cruel and inhumane treatment. So Three on Your Side reached out to Murphy, asking him if the motion that he filed and the statements that he made in it were related, in fact, to the divorce decree. And he said, in part, that some of these issues involve serious allegations of dishonesty and misconduct by counsel and other legal matters, including sworn proceedings. So you can go to our news story online, WLBT.com, and you can read his full statement there, as well as different things that the court found that were brought out in the divorce decree as to why the ex-husband was granted the divorce on those terms, on that matter for the habitually cruel and inhumane treatment. You can read all of that there. So the new deadline for the appellate brief to be turned in is now set for August the 19th. But that has been just keeping you updated on that story there. And in Pike County, 2 people, including a Macomb police officer, have died after a shooting that happened there. So this is the location of where the shooting happened. It was yesterday afternoon, and it was at an apartment near Highway 44 in Cole Thomas Road. So the mayor of Macomb did confirm that there was an off-duty officer killed in the shooting. He did not release the officer's name yesterday, but we did speak with the coroner of Pike County, and we did get the officer's name. His name is Jason Blake. That is the identity of the officer who was killed in this shooting. Again, he was an off-duty police officer. And we do know that another person was killed in this shooting. A third person was injured, was taken to the hospital with a non-life threatening gunshot wound. We do expect to get more information on this from the Pike County Sheriff's Department, and we will update you both on air and online with that. And a man who is accused of sexually assaulting a realtor in Rankin County made an appearance in court on Tuesday morning. So this is him on your screen here. His name is Jerry Dennis, and the judge ended up denying bond for him. So he is facing multiple felony charges, including kidnapping, sexual battery, and armed robbery. He is also accused of sexually assaulting the realtor at an open house event that she was hosting at Cedar Ridge Boulevard. Rankin County deputies say that Dennis was armed, and then after he assaulted the realtor, he ended up stealing her phone and her car. So he has been denied bond. He made his appearance. This is actually his second appearance before the judge yesterday and was denied bond. And the Jackson Fire Department Arson Division arrested a man for a second time after was accused of setting fire literally in the streets. So Robert Odom is his name. Here he is on the screen. He's been charged with third-degree arson. He was arrested yesterday near the intersection of Downing and Hartfield Streets. Jackson Fire Department Division Chief Charles Felton says that Odom set fire to multiple items inside of a manhole in the area of Sterling and West Streets. Again, this is his second arrest for the same crime, and we will keep you updated on that. Mayor John Horn also has nominated two people to help restart Jackson's Civil Service Commission and handle certain human resources issues. So the commission hasn't met for months because two of the three seats on the commission had been vacant. The mayor nominated Pastor Ronald Moore and attorney Peyton Prosper to fill those seats. The commission will often hear concerns from employees and can work to reinstate workers who believe they've been wrongfully terminated. The board also set a criteria for appointments and promotions. So Mayor Horn issued a statement and saying that, in part, as mayor, I am committed to building a city government that works for every citizen, regardless of background. Restoring the commission is the first of many steps toward a more responsive, efficient, and fair administration. And three on your side is working to get some answers on how the city spent nearly $90 million that it got from a settlement with Siemens, with a company called Siemens. So documents that we obtained show that the city set aside $36.7 million of that settlement that was set aside back in 2020 to comply with bond rules. By September of 2022, the city had just $2.7 million of that amount left in the Water Sewer Enterprise Fund. None of that money was left by the time interim water manager Ted Hennepin and Jackson Water took over Jackson's water system. An audit was ordered for this money, and it was supposed to be completed last year by the city of Jackson, but it is still not finished. A U.S. District Judge Henry Wingate has issued more than a dozen subpoenas to get answers on this. The city is expected to submit its response by this Friday. And in Canton, the municipal utilities there announced that water bills would be going up, and that is exactly what happened. And some of the customers there are, what they say, that they are outraged over it. Some say that their bills have doubled and don't accurately reflect the amount of water they use. CMU said back in April that the water and sewer rates would be going up by 25% to fund major repairs to the system. Some customers who live in the Lake Caroline subdivision say, in addition to the higher rates, they're having to deal with inconsistent service and other water-related issues.
You get out here and you pay money to live in a nice neighborhood. We're blessed to live here. We got nice facilities, and this is one of the the things that kind of holds us up and just frustrate. It's very frustrating to not have any transparency. That's one of the biggest things for us. We just want the answers, be straightforward, and tell us, and stick to what, make it make sense.
People have had brown water in the past. We've had sewage backup in homes. Those aren't things that you want to deal with on a day in and day out basis. And then the fact that you get an increase on top of that, it just kind of seems like injury to insult.
3 on Your Side has reached out to Canton Municipal Utilities with some of these concerns, and we expect to get a response from them today. You tune into our newscast later today, beginning at 5, and then, of course, both also online, and we should have an update for you then today. So hopefully we will hear back from them, be able to provide that. Before we look at our forecast and get into any other news stories that we have for you, let's hear from our sponsors at Jackson Water.
At Jackson Water, we are in the game and locked in on our goals. Every day, our dedicated teams are hard at work, ensuring that clean, reliable water flows to every home and business in Jackson. We are not just fixing pipes. We're investing in a brighter, more resilient future for our city. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And we want to thank Jackson Water for sponsoring a WLBT Plus and making it possible for us to bring you this show weekdays at 1, as well as other content that is in the works for you guys. Let's look at our weather outside right now, see what we're looking at as far as temperatures go. And you can see that we are sitting in the upper 80s to low 90s around the area. So the weather forecast is a lot more pleasant outside than it has been with the high humidity out there. We are looking at a oh goodness, well, it's not updated. Well, I can't tell you what the feels like temperature is right now, but that is what the current temperature is outside. If we look at our current radar, you can see where we have some rain in Hinds and Madison County, Smith and Walthall County as well, but there's not a lot. It's just a little bit out there. And if we look over the next 12 hours, you can see those rain chances kind of increase around the 5 o'clock area before they drop off to 0 as we go through overnight and our 7-day forecast. Looking at higher rain chances on Sunday and Monday, but really the temperatures are going to stay about the same throughout the next 7 days. So that is one good thing to look at as far as our forecast goes. And it's time now for us to look at our Fight the Blight series that we do here at WLBT. We're bringing you every week we are bringing you one story about a blighted area within the community, within the city of Jackson, rather. And it is a year-long series that we are doing, hoping to help bring some positive change to multiple areas within our community. So for today's story, a West Jackson man who has been battling illegal dumping on his street says that he is now facing a new problem, and that problem is squatters. So David Crowley says vacant houses and overgrown properties fill Brown Street, with which vagrants then occupy. So we first met Crowley, who lives on Brown Street, in 2023 when illegal dumping was escalating on the street. And of course, the street again filled with different abandoned houses. So he maintains 2 lots that he doesn't own beside his home, and he wants the vacant houses and overgrowth there removed. It's to the point where strangers roam the street at night and squatters are terrorizing the few remaining residents. There's also been fires, there have been gunshots and attempted break-ins at his home, and he is pleading for the city's help.
You hear them bumping all night down here, but you can't see nothing, like I said, for the bushes. But it's scary because when they're shooting a gun, we don't know who they're shooting at. We've been begging someone to come do it. All we want to do is tear these abandoned houses and clean the street up. We'll feel better. We'll feel safer.
So Charles Felton with the Jackson Fire Department says that his agency arrested a man in that area April 26, charging him with first-degree arson. And one woman who lives nearby didn't want to be identified, fearing the squatters would retaliate. She and others are in full support of efforts to get the city and law enforcement involved there. If you have a story that you would like for us to look at that is on a blighted area within the city of Jackson, if you go to our website, wlbt.com, you'll see right at the top of the page where it says Fight the Blight. And then when you scroll down, you can see there's a form where you can fill out the information and let us know about the eyesore or the blighted property, what the issue is, and send it in to us, and we will get that. And if it is something that we can do a story on, we will certainly contact you. So thank you for everyone else who has already responded and sent us information and talked to us about different areas within the city of Jackson. Also on this webpage, let me get it pulled back up for you. You can see the different stories that we have done on Fight the Blight here along the side of the page, so you can watch all of those there as well. Well, here in Mississippi, us Mississippians, we are well acquainted with the role that FEMA plays in the aftermath of natural disasters. President Trump said that he wants to shift the responsibility from the federal government to state and local governments. And that's led to some extensive conversations between lawmakers about how to proceed. Senator Roger Wicker explained how he sees the future of FEMA moving forward.
I think the idea is to let the people at MEMA, Mississippi Emergency Management, make more of the decisions, and their counterparts in all the 50 states. I think they know the needs better than somebody in Washington, D.C. I think there'll still be a FEMA, but I hope it's smaller and there's more emphasis to getting the money down to the state level. We've had major problems with things that we've done on the Gulf Coast. FEMA said it was okay to do, and we're waiting years and sometimes decades to get paid.
The Trump administration created the FEMA Review Council earlier this year to explore possible changes or reductions in the FEMA system. And a Mississippi State graduate and former Senate staffer have new leadership positions within the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So Adam Tell has been confirmed as the Secretary of the Army for Civil Works. He spent nearly 10 years working for the late Senator Thad Cochran and played a vital role in Cochran's response to Hurricane Katrina, which the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina is coming up. So his appointment is welcome news for those who have been pleading with the Corps for years to complete the Yazoo Pumps project to help manage flooding in the Delta of Mississippi.
That's just another step forward for the pumps and other works within the Corps of Engineers. So it's really good for the state of Mississippi in all respects, and for the nation. When you understand what happens in Mississippi, it's going to help him with other navigation and flood control projects in other areas of the U.S. too.
Senator Wicker, Roger Wicker, question held during a hearing about projects that affect Mississippi, including the Bonnet Car spillway. Wicker said that concerns from groups like the Mississippi Sound Coalition should be heard as the Corps makes its decisions going forward. Well, guys, that is going to be it for WLBT Plus today. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Our First Alert weather team will be here at 2:30 to give you a look at the forecast, and I will be back tomorrow to give you the top 3 from WLBT, and then, of course, here at 1 o'clock for WLBT Plus. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.